Hi, this is Taylor from Moflex. Please use this video daily to practice your Stand Tall program at home. So we're going to start seated in our chair in front of the Moflex, and you're going to place your heels on the floor in front of the Moflex with your balls of your feet on the first tier, with your toes just reaching for that second tier or touching your second tier. Go ahead and just wiggle those toes around, get a feel for the position of your feet, making sure that we have contact at all 4 gait points. So now that we get our alignment here, we're going to go ahead and make it more dynamic. So we're going to start with our 4 fundamental basic movements. We are going to start with our stance. So you're going to bring that chair to the side so you have it for assistance if you need it. And we will start with frontal stance. So you're going to place both heels on the ground in front of the Moflex with your balls of your feet on the first tier. You're going to bring those hips underneath you, bring your shoulders back, make sure you're correctly aligned. Keep your eyes forward and stand nice and tall. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Just make sure that your feet aren't rolling in or rolling out, keeping all contact with all 4 gait points. We've got about 10 more seconds. Keep those eyes straight ahead. And 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and step off your Moflex. So that was our stance. Now we're going to go through our gait or our phases of walking. So we're going to start with loading, which is the first phase. So you're going to place your right foot, again, just how we had it in stance with that heel in front, or in front of the Moflex and our balls of our feet on our first tier. Our left foot is just going to remain in contact with the floor and keep those legs nice and straight. Bring those hips forward, stand nice and tall. We're going to hold this for about 15 seconds. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Make sure you stay in that neutral alignment. We've got about 3, 2, 1. From this first phase, we're going to go into our second phase, which is mid-stance. So you're going to bring your left foot that's on the ground up on top of the center of the Moflex. So again, you always want to shift those hips forward so they're right underneath you. Shoulders are nice and tall. Eyes are forward and we're standing tall. Again, we'll hold this for about 15 seconds. Got about 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into that third phase. So you're going to take that left foot, you're actually going to slide your toes all the way to the ground in front of the Moflex. So now we want to really make sure that we've got equal distribution between our back foot and our our front foot. And once you have your feet in position, again, bringing those hips forward so you can actually bend that front knee so you can shift forward over top of the Moflex. Bring those shoulders back, stand nice and tall. Again, we're going to hold this for 15 seconds. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into pre-swing phase, which is the 4th phase. You're going to bring this left foot all the way in front of the Moflex, striking that heel first on the ground so that our entire foot is in contact with the ground. Again, you can bend that front knee so you can bring those hips forward, keeping your shoulders nice and tall. Make sure you have a nice straight alignment, neutral alignment. Keep your head tall, stand tall, and we're going to hold this 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. And a very important phase of gait is that 5th phase, the swing phase. That's where the stationary foot comes into play. You're going to bring it all the way over the Moflex next to that other foot. So those are your 5 phases of gait. And we will repeat on the other foot. So now we have our left foot that's going to be the stationary one. So you're going to strike the ground with your heel, placing the balls of your feet on that first tier, and then bringing that right foot just in contact with the ground behind the Moflex. Again, make sure those legs are nice and straight. Kind of push those hips forward. Keep your shoulders back. Stand nice and tall. As you move through these phases of gait, don't forget that your chair is there to assist you at all times. And we're going to go into that second phase after holding that for 15 seconds. So you're going to bring your right foot off the ground on top of the Moflex. Again, we're going to hold these for all for 15 seconds. So get your feet in position, hips over top of that Moflex, stand nice and tall. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to go to that third phase, which is terminal stance. So again, you've got your chair if you need it. Slide those toes all the way to the ground in front of the Moflex. We got to pay attention too, again, to distribution in the back, 50% distribution in the front. You want to split over that apex, which is the top of the Moflex. And 3, 2, 1. And now we're going into pre-swing. Placing that foot all the way in front of the Moflex on the ground. Again, you can bend that knee if you need to help you shift your hips forward. And stand nice and tall. And bring that left foot all the way over top of the Moflex to match it next to your right foot. So that's your gait. So when we've done stance, we've done gait. Now it's time to bend or hinge. So we're going to begin the way we began at the beginning in our stance, so our frontal stance. So place both heels on the ground behind the Moflex, and then bring your balls of your feet to the first tier. Make sure we have that nice neutral alignment before we begin. And again, your chair is there to assist you as you go to bend, or you can remain off the chair. You're going to push the hips backwards, slight bend in the knee, and bend towards your toes. And then you're going to slowly raise back up to our starting position. See you bringing your hips all the way forward again, shoulders back. We're going to do this 15 times. So we'll just count from here. So that was 1, down. Remember to always bring those hips underneath you in between each rep. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do 5 more. If you ever need a break, feel free to take it. You've got your chair for that assistance for a little rest. And 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, always finishing nice and tall. So that's our hinging, or our bending. Our last one is going to be our squatting. And so we're going to start with our reverse squat. So that's going to be in front here. So instead of having our heels on the ground, our heels are actually going to go up onto that first tier of the Moflex. And then our other foot will match it, about shoulder width apart. So we're combining a little bit of hinging in order to do this squat. So you're actually going to hinge at your hips by pushing your hips backwards, and then you're going to bend at the knees. So you'll hinge and then bend. And you're just going to go as low as you feel comfortable. Trying to keep that chest up nice and tall, back nice and straight. And then you're going to push into those heels to bring you out of that bent knee and bring your hips forward. So again, you have your chair to the side here if you need it. Hinge at the hips, bend the knees, stay nice and tall, and push through your heels to come up. We're going to do 15 of these. This is 3. And just keep your eyes straight ahead, making sure you keep that nice neutral alignment. Don't drop your chest too far. We're going to go 8, 9, and 10. We're going to do 5 more. But if you feel comfortable, you can actually challenge yourself by progressing and coming to the back. So, or well, our original position, which is that frontal stance. So we just did reverse squatting. Now we're going to do frontal squatting. So heels striking the ground, balls of your feet on the first tier. Same concept. You're going to push through your heels, keep your back and your chest up nice and tall. So you're going to hinge at those hips and then drop down at those, bend your knees. Big thing here, you'll notice this one's going to be more challenging. So if you need your chair, you can hang on. And then you're going to raise up out of that bend. So push into those heels, keep your chest tall, and then shift your hips forward each time, shoulders back so you straighten out in between each rep. So we're going to do 3 more of these. 1, 2, and 3. So that's your squatting. So if you want to progress even farther through these next levels of the program, we added rotation. And so there are a couple different ways to challenge yourself with the rotation. We're going to start in frontal stance again. Always get those heels nice and straight. Balls of your feet on the first tier, and always start nice and tall. Make sure we've got that balance. You're going to take your arms out in front like the shape of a pie, and you're just going to rotate your hips one way and rotate your hips the other way. The big thing about this exercise is it's not an upper body movement. You got to activate those hips, okay? So make sure that you're not just moving your arms side to side. So again, we're going to rotate with our hips one way and rotate with our hips the other way. So we're going to do 10 more of these. One and one. Keep your eyes straight ahead as they follow your arms. This is going to be 4, 4, 5, 5. Also remember those 4 contact points of your foot. Make sure that your heel, your balls of your feet, and your toe are all contacting either the ground or the Moflex. And this is going to be our last one this way. Now again, if you want to progress and make it a little bit harder, we're going to go into staggered stance. So that's actually going to be one foot stationary in the back, heel on the ground, balls of your feet on the first tier. Use your chair to get you in position here. Your opposite foot is going to be toes on the ground and heel on that first tier. Once you find yourself nice and aligned and stationary, bring those shoulders back, make sure your hips are right underneath you. We're going to repeat that same movement. This is going to be more challenging, so make sure you go nice and slow, but really still focus on moving those hips along with your upper body. We're going to do 5 this way, so that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. But we want to even you out, so we got to switch our foot position. So now that left foot is in the back, right foot is in the front, and again, we want to make sure that we're just on the first tier on both sides. Make sure your hips are underneath you, right over that Moflex. Bring those hands back up, and we'll rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. And so you might find too that one side is easier than the other just due to tightness and weakness in those hips. But so those are our 5 fundamental movements we're going to talk about today. As you advance, you might get into pulling and pushing, but that is all we have for today, so practice this at home daily, and just remember to stay